another is, and the responsibilities, the roles we all have, but they all understand the tendencies of one another, which I think puts them in a different category.
Hunter goes 1 for 2. The first three for the 3 seed Clemson Tigers. 9th time a top 3 seed in the ACC tournament. Miller, nice crossover and a good smooth finish. 9, so they're +3 tonight. Hunter.
Clemson's getting good looks, just haven't gotten them to go.
Miller with a difficult finish.
Didn't shoot. They would just say, do what you do. And I was like, sometimes the simplest advice is the best advice.
Miller. SMU has not hit a 3 in the half, and wow. Miller will end the half with a beautiful lay.
Like, it can be annoying and great at the same time.
I understand looking at the replay why he did that, but also you've got 3 fouls.
Yeah, Brett Brown almost
can't do that.
He did jump right in front of his pad. It's just tough. It's a smart play.
45-43, SMU locking and cross both with 4 fouls. Miller. Oh, yes, what a finish. As with Duke, obviously not as important a player as Cooper Flagg, but their main goal will be get him ready for next weekend, because they have big dreams in the NCAA tournament. Not to downplay this, though. On the other side, SMU, they probably have to win this, or at least get to the final to make it to the big dance. Miller around all kinds of contacts.
Friendly roll. Gravity pulled it through.
And I know it's his first game back after missing a couple games, but they have to try to establish him every time in the half court. Just try to get that inside-outside balance going.
Can you already tell the difference Ewan makes as Miller pulls up? Oh, connects. Sweet mid-range. They had 16 offensive rebounds against Virginia in the midweek, even in the loss.
Well, look, they thrive in transition. They want to try to get out and play in transition, but if they can't, if they have to play in the half-court set, they have to be able to move the ball side to side and create opportunities to drive the basketball, get into the paint, and when they miss those shots, everyone has to crash the glass, get second-chance opportunities.
Miller, oh, that was pretty. Are you kidding me, Boo? Leaning and fading away.
And you know, they're doing a great job of just getting the ball in the middle against the zone. When you get the ball in the middle against the zone, the defense collapses, and now they have to make a choice, either stay there or get back out on the shooters. Ewan with a great job of getting in and just going up strong.
A minute to play in the half. Miller, step through layup. Ooh, explosive to the rack.
If there's one thing that FSU wants to clean up in the second half, it's those 9 turnovers that they have. They want to be able to clean that up and not give extra possessions to SMU, because when you do,
or the Mustangs. Ewan, soft spot, tried to make an extra pass instead of going up with it. It's a turnover. Mustangs have been dangerous here. Miller, yes, and 1.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm taking Duke. Taking the easy way out.
Well, who's going to stop Malawatch?
You're right. Well, who's going to stop Cooper Flagg?
Nobody. Nobody has been able to.
Exactly.
And the first game in Cameron wasn't close. And they're a wagon this season, are those Blue Devils. Got Tyrese Proctor back as well. It's a big deal.
They're going to be competing for a national championship.
100%. Miller connects, fading away from about. Is pure. That's a next level big man move there from Watkins. And the response from Miller quickly.
Spirits and shoot around before the game, as that's the leading scorer, J.J. Starling. Nearly knocked it down. Oh, go. Whoopie quick the other way, off balance, and gets it to go. Welcome back. Huge possession here for SMU, trying to cut down that deficit, head to the break.
And a great move by SMU and a great move by Syracuse, changing up their defense a little bit. But SMU with a great counter, having 5 guards out there that can shoot the ball, to spread them out and just get great shots.
What a move past Lampkin. And McLeod converts a 3-point play. How much of that just get Boobie Miller back in rhythm?
And I was just about to say that. That's
and great. 1. The rhythm is there.
Needs to be done to doing the dirty work for the Syracuse Orange.
How long can Syracuse keep this up? Boobie Miller, welcome back for.
Don't let him set his feet, because it is cash.
Matt Cross having a terrific year, coming off a season-high 21 points. in Wednesday's win over Virginia Tech, 81-75. Team from beyond the arc.
And as I said before, I know Coach Cable is not happy. He told them every time Matt Cross catches the ball, there should be a high stick hand because he will shoot it from anywhere on the court.
Well, 4 of the 5 SMU starters have scored. Boopie Miller now has a pair of threes.
SMU's pressure has been very elite all night. They've just caused a lot of havoc, and as you can see, another live ball turnover.
He's Theo Pinson, the former Tar Heel. I'm Doug Sherman, Syracuse graduate, so that's what we're talking about here. Boopie Miller still on the floor. He's just a blur. He is faster with
opportunity for the Hokies. They've missed their last 7, make it 8, and finally Cross snags the carom.
But that's okay. Virginia Tech got really good looks on that possession, and I know the coaching staff will be proud of that.
Oquendo off the shot fake.
You see the spacing SMU has. They're looking for dribble drives and kicks. That's their offense. That's the way they like to play.
And it gets Boopie Miller against what is becoming a dangerous Georgia Tech team. And then Cal pays a visit to Cooper Flagg and Duke. 1 out of 2 kept alive by Ambrose Hilton. And a fresh 20 for SMU.
This is a very important part of the game right now for Virginia Tech.
Miller accelerates and makes it a 6-point.
Start February. Good pass from Reynaud. A missed layup, though, couldn't finish on the inside.
Just the adjustment they made out of that timeout. They realizing that when Reynaud pops, the weak side guard was able to come over and affect the shot. Double team coming, let him find a teammate.
Shot clock down to 2. Geller heaves it. Way off the mark. Boopie Miller, pull up, pop, got it.
That's his strength. His percentages started to go through the roof at that point.
Matt Cross rips down the rebound. Yeah, he's turned into a double-double machine since moving from the 3 to the 4. That stretch for 6 double-doubles on the season as Boop.
48% from the field with his level of experience also.
Missed 3 out of the timeout. Ryan Agarwal, that goes begging. Coming into this game, 7-3 and 7-3 in ACC play. A battle for 4th in the league. Boopie Miller, so
Of those that just watched Mike Young at Virginia Tech get a road conference win in Tallahassee. Debbie Antonelli, Jay Alter with you in Dallas, Texas. SMU and Cal, 2 teams in very good form. The Golden Bears have won 3 in a row, and SMU right on the NCAA tournament bubble at 15-5. Here's Boopie Miller. Pull up, pops, got it.
Boopie's the leading.
And Cal starting to get it going. Back-to-back baskets, 1-possession game.
2 feet in the paint all night, both teams. That's the goal. If you can get there off the bounce, because it's not going to be with a penetrating pass. Neither team plays with a back-to-the-basket post-up guy.
2 feet in the paint again, and it leads to 2 with Boopie Miller.
So Cal's going to come with some token pressure, try to slow it down a little bit.
I don't think anybody could slow down Boopie Miller. Right on cue, buries the 3. Game today, we were walking out of Moody Coliseum after shoot-around, and Pack was giving you everything you need to know, as always. Two-possession game. 10 minutes remaining in regulation. Boopie Miller, been quiet in the second half, hits that there.
Keys, this is what you wanted. Out to an 8-0 run. They've been able to limit SMU. We talked about this as a team that wants to try to get downhill.
Miller finally gets the Mustangs on the...
You force them to be able to move that ball. Hopefully get active hands, get a turnover, and get into some transition.
So the lead is down to 8, which is exactly what it was at halftime. Edwards thought about 3. Close out McNeil. Miller. Twisting shot. Boopie Miller. Count it.
Colbert at the rim, no. Cross, terrific on the offensive glass to Miller. Boopie's got his first.
You surround him with. He's a floor spacer. Again, when you can shoot the ball the way he does, they're going to find.
Defensively, especially defensively, but also trying to get some extra rebounds on the offensive if they're able to.
That's just the first turnover for Virginia tonight. Miller makes them pay for that first turnover.
Position defense, you have to avoid live ball turnovers. That's similar to a pick six in football where it goes to a touchdown. They're just, those things can end up demoralize you as a unit.
Rhodey misses the deep three, so here's Miller again. Ooh, beautiful little finish.
And that's Virginia's is lucky on that live ball turnover.
Just the third turnover for Virginia, but Miller, freshman from Canada, because it's a two-possession game. Here's Boopie Miller. Miller on the drive. Kofi stands his ground. Miller, deep three is good. SMU's not done yet. It's Cross who will trigger the inbound, and here we go. No timeouts remaining for SMU. Here's Miller. Miller throws it up. It's good. It's good. It beats the buzzer at SMU.
People in this world, but there's not a lot of tall people that can move like he can. Good active hands.
Here comes Boopie. Going 1-on-2, little pull-up. Able to knock.
If they can just string together a couple buckets that can go into the halftime, and they're throwing lobs against this 7'5" kid.
And as they've done all afternoon, the Mustangs immediately.
Digging into the depth a little bit. Van Allen Lubin onto the floor. Drake Powell has returned to join Trimble, R.J. Davis, and Ian Jackson. Jarrell Colbert, by the way, is on the floor. He wears 20 for SMU as Miller has tied the game on his first field goal. And Ugatolu and Carolina in the open floor, and R.J. Davis misses long from three to start for the Tar Heels.
I think if you're Hubert Davis, you take that shot every time.
Sure. Boopie Miller, Elliot Cadeau, remember he's got 2. R.J. Davis has 2. Jalen Washington also with 2. Samet Ugatolo and Matt Cross each with 2 for SMU as we start the second half. And there's Boopie Miller's second. That's his own, Dan, 12.
They did a little zone here in the second half, but wasn't very effective.
Davis missed the 3.
You're just trying anything you can to try to change the tempo of the game.
Ugatolu, the rebound, and Miller, the transition one-hander.
And that's really the...
Proctor again. Ugatolu with the rebound, and here come the Mustangs. This defense is so good, and they're so big, long, and athletic. Here's Miller, and he needed that, his team needed that. Free throw shooting team, 75% on the year. The extra pass into the corner, and no good. Still only 1 point free throw in the last 3 minutes for the Dukies. Miller behind the back, and got it. And that's one there. Bang.
Recognition by Brown, realizing he was swarmed to get it out to Knipple. Wide open to be able to knock down that three.
That's the one thing about this Duke team. They feel like, as well as they played 11-2, tough schedule as Miller pushes it off.
They're expecting. He knows in a matter of time he's going to do. You got a guy in Proctor. You see another turnover opportunity for Miller to be able to finish. And this is what SMU
double-double. His season high points in a game came in the loss to Kentucky. 26. By the way, Kentucky, a wild one today over the Florida Gators. 106-100. That's an NBA score. Boopy Miller, pretty slick move right there. Nice to do. What's a good jab move. He can almost dunk flat-footed. Proctor a three.
And Proctor's had another guy that got Duke going in the first half. And this Duke team, they're loaded because they've got a lot of different weapons that can give you buckets.
We are under 3.5 to go. Here's Cross, short. And batted back out of there by Gordon. Looping for three.
Now, Longwood did a great job coming out of that timeout to attack the zone properly. Get the ball in the middle of that zone. Christmas did a nice job of finishing the effort.
Leads the team with almost 12 points a game, but he's been on a tear recently. Cross outside, Boopy Miller left alone and cans the three. He has not been shooting the ball outside.
Well, shooting the ball well, handling the ball well.
Pull-up jumper by Tucker, way over the top. Rebound on the ground, tracked down by Boopy Miller. Blink and you will miss it. This SMU offense getting up the field. Miller has the ISO against Luke, beats him with speed.
Well, how about
number and SMU going in front thanks to the floater that rolled down at the buzzer by Chuck Harris. Let's go to Bree Sorensen. She talks to Griff Ulrich, the head coach of Longwood.
Yeah, Coach Aldridge said they just need to have better intensity. He said he saw that spark in the beginning that they needed, but then he said we can't play down and the other team starts playing
zone. Longwood has adjusted perfectly.
SMU firing from outside. Cross right back at him. Scampers after the rebound. Keeps it alive for Edwards. Miller to run the show for the Mustangs. Boopy Miller, big crossover. Pull up from the elbow. Always beautiful.
Yeah, and he's doing it against 7'2", 6'11". He's 6'8".
You combine the production of Tucker and Ziani, the two centers, they've got 20 points between them. Ikitolu doubled. Harris knows somebody's open. Over the top. Cross couldn't pull it up. Cross inside to Miller. Lost it, got it back. Finds the bucket for two. Pass, and it's stolen away by Cairo Luke. Luke up the middle of the floor, skipping to the cup with his speed. Knocked out. Cross the rebound for SMU. Finds Boopy Miller. Transition to the bucket for two. And the foul for Boopy.
But this is a huge opportunity for both them and SMU.
Oh, Boopy Miller just took it away from Sears. So there is SMU's new. So he's into double figures already with 10. 5 straight now, double-digit performances for Sears. Miller responds down the floor. That's to an 8-point advantage.
Kevin, that's what I meant when I said this pace favors the Tigers, because if they get stopped, if it's a track meet, they're going to win it from inline to inline.
Miller connects on the floor.
When he came to SMU, averaging 13 points per game. And here comes Boopy the other way. Left-handed lays it into his house.
Lead. Rhodey, little floater, not going to go. And here comes SMU. The ponies are running. And there's Miller to the rack. He got it.
Dallas. He's kind of the quintessential 6'8" UVA guy, strong. Look at Miller.
But I will say this, people thought Zach Edey wasn't going to be great in the NBA, and boy, has he already been awesome for Memphis. I'm not saying you could totally lose Zach Edey, but he has some of that same ingredients. And there you see
Isaiah Watts rolls in the bucket.
14-8, and you got to be somewhat happy if you're SMU. You have not shot it well. You're only down 6 points.
And a good sign for Washington State to get LaJuan Watts back in the game after that ankle twist in the opening minutes. Miller, that looked a lot like his game winner last night, but this...
Not making shots.
Washington State assisted on 23 of its 34 makes last night there. And they trail by 6 with 5 minutes left to play. Boopy Miller, nice crossover, and he wraps it in.
That's too easy.
On the glass early. Coleman usually wears number 0, wearing a replacement jersey tonight. There's Boopy Miller, and it rolls in.
Good shot.
Here comes Boopy Miller leading the break. Weaving through, gets it back and puts it in.
Good shot. They got with a great field down there, giving up a lot of size. Went to the left hand, scored that one.
Brown has 8 points to lead the way for California Baptist. Look at those paint points, 26 of the 34 for CBU in the painted area. Boopy Miller launches a 3 and connects.
These guys in a lineup together because they have 2 guys that can attack.
This is a really good stretch put together by California Baptist. They've outscored SMU 12-2 the last 4.5 minutes. Miller backs in Daniels. Turnaround jump shot is pure. True TV tonight. Miller leans in, left it short, taps it back, and it rolls home. We'll try and win it late. A game in which the Mustangs had a 16-point lead here early in the second half. Boopy Miller at the controls, requesting a screen. Gets downhill, teardrop for the lead, he puts it in!
In the win over Utah. In the post, Walker singled up, comes up short.
Nice on-ball defense that time for the Mustangs. Great job by Trey Orr once again.
Boopy Miller off balance, doesn't matter. In the last game where they had a 6'9" 2 guard on the floor at one point in Tibet Gorner, who we haven't seen as of yet. And just a lot of different guys that can play several different positions. Makes you tough to guard, it makes you tough to get past as well.
Well stated. They are a very, very versatile team with a lot of firepower in different spots. Talking about fire. The points in the paint, 34-28, Mississippi State's advantage.
It's an SMU team that is not marginally bigger, but much bigger. Boopy Miller flying to the glass. They don't want to foul him.
And the way they can score, and they embody that toughness and that grit.
On the 3-for-3 trip, Braylon Bush, the career 82% foul shooter, makes it a 1-point game. It is a 10-0 run over the last minute and a half. Boopy Miller, though, the natural.
Hey, what's going on here,
I did. In junior high basketball in 8th grade, I had the headband, and it did not help. Boopy Miller ahead of the pack to lay one in.
And with so many offensive weapons, there's definitely going to be great chances. And look at that rebound. Goes above the rim, 2 hands to go get it as he inches a little bit closer to that first double-double.
SMU has the 20-point lead. Boopy Miller, good body control, rolls it off the rim. on the take. Oquendo ends up on the ground, but a great job by Cross to keep it alive. Google this guy. Boom.
I'm going to ask you at some point in time later in the cast, what was your Google me moment when you said it to somebody, when they questioned who you were and you're just like, Google me?
I've never said that to anyone.
I don't believe you. This time it's Traore off the dime from Miller, as it's Miller time some more to steal and gets the bucket.
Good to great.
Looked like two in the corner. Edwards maybe passed up a three. He was
more decisive when he caught the ball. He knew what he wanted to do right away. Get to his left shoulder.
Kapke back on the floor. 6 ties, 5 lead changes.
He's able to bring the ball up, pick out who he wants to use as a ball screen, whether it's the big fella that he's faster than, or it's the guard he's willing to post up.
Harris against screen over the bigger body, couldn't hit inside, long rebound contested. Miller, great hustle.
About a guy like Luka Doncic who's played against pros and how much that benefits him, and you can see the big fellas very comfortable out there on the floor.
3 years in Turkey's first division, priming him for action in the ACC. Boopy. The play. Sizono off the mark. Another chance for UNCG. It's Atwell. SMU able to control the rebound and push the pace. Boopy Miller thought about it from the U. Right back to Miller. Boopy. Part of his journey was head coach at Florida Gulf Coast, the last team that UNCG saw in their opener. Miller off the glass and in. Great young man, every facet. Works so hard to get back and has turned himself into the most consistent inside player for the Spartans. Polite playing some good defense, but Miller
at 40%, so good job defensively by both squads. Figuring out who can get more stops and create a little more offense in this last 11 minutes.
Boopy back into the game and continues to add to his. You think the rest of the ACC is paying attention tonight?
I don't know if they're paying attention tonight, but they will eventually get the memo, my friend.
I think there have been a lot of text messages sent this evening. You got to get over to ACC Network Extra and check out this young man. How about this guy too? Boopy Mills. Gordon thought about it. Instead, it's Edwards with another opportunity. Off the mark. Edwards remains at 14. Miller, second chance. Good. And he'll get another chance.
Also, the incredible practice they had between games this week is Washington can't can the three. Colbert comes down with the rebound, and SMU always wanting to push. Chuck Harris, one of only 3 returning players for SMU, leading the point guard spot right now. 2-man game with Colbert. Double. Miller creating space. Miller on the floater from the elbow, rings it up. There's a program. Some JUCO guys, some NAIA, some from other programs that are mid-majors as well. And it takes a while to learn how to play together, trust each other, and probably play to the level of intensity you need as Boopy Miller is post up by Eatman. Right back outside. Young, in rhythm, 3 rolls out.
Well, what's leading to this run is mainly the stops on the other end. And all those guys are unselfish, and any of those guards can go off for 20+ on any given night. There you see more defense leading the offense with a little razzle and dazzle for the all cylinders on the defensive end.
This smaller lineup, will this be a lineup you think that they'll even be able to take on some ACC programs with, or is this just Andy Enfield, trying some things? As Miller cuts baseline off the feed from Edwards.
I think when you get to transfer to another opportunity, play a bigger role, as you see here with 2 guards for Florida A&M.
Miller at the end of the half, the 3 goes, and SMU. And while Boopy Miller has been held scoreless in the second half, Traore's taken over. Miller, great fake to get Washington up in the air and score. 9.5 rebounds a game. We're the top 30 rebounders in the talented Division I JUCO. Knocked away. Boopy Miller has it in full flight. 10 over. Of the officials and several of the coaches as well in the ACC, just to remember what Ramey Styons meant to this league for so many years.
Well, Ramey, of course, is a great aloe, you can say, for these three officials working here tonight.
Early, but always a hard-playing program out of the whack. Boo-Boo Benjamin turns the corner, lofts it up in the air, and SMU comes up with yet another stop.
Yeah, how about that great offside help on that penetration by Benjamin? How about another?
We talked about football earlier. They're number 13 in the nation right now. You got the volleyball team that plays here at Moody, number 10 in the nation. SMU men's soccer is always good, and they're number 20 in the nation.
Well, no doubt about it. And here with the basketball program, you know that.
Waco, and then facing Michigan as well. And you know the Wolverines are going to be new look and ready this season. But Billy Gillespie, this is how he gets his team ready for conference play.
Well, and besides those 4 games, they've also got to go to Oklahoma State and to UCF down in Orlando. So tough schedule for the Texans.
Hey, big win for UCF today, right?
It was. UCF had a huge win over Texas A&M with his hands to deflect the shot attempt by Harris.
Brass averaging nearly 30 points a game last year in high school, but can do it defensively as well, evidently. Chuck Harris to the corner. Miller sets his feet, fires for 3.
Figureberry and Cario Aquendo, who has 8 at the current time.
Meanwhile, for Tarleton, it is Boo-Boo Benjamin, and then it's a bunch of guys who don't have more than 4 at this point. Doing the lion's share of the run. Miller! His first free throw miss, by the way. That is going to be rare for Miller. 82% foul shooter comes away with a steal and a 3-on-2, and Miller